If we focus on the fundamentals, a better, more modern government, a stronger fiscal foundation, and policy that's truly equitable, then our businesses and economy will grow.
Lots of excitement at the Vermont State House as Governor Phil Scott shares his vision for the state of the state. Good evening, everyone. I'm Celine MacArthur.
And I'm Darren Perrin. The governor told Vermont lawmakers the state is strong and urged them to join him in making it stronger.
But the governor's message was interrupted by protesters. Kat Villanzoni was there as it was happening. Kat, what was it all about?
All right, Selena and Darren, of course, we are no stranger to protests here at the State House, even during large speeches like the State of the State address. But this one definitely went on for a long time. And those protesters say that was intentional. They say they don't believe the issue of climate change is being taken seriously enough. And so they wanted Governor Scott to hear their message. Only a minute into the governor's State of the State address, and protesters with Extinction Rebellion hijacked his speech. Demanding action on a number of issues, chief among them, climate change. After several minutes, the governor and lieutenant governor conferred and ordered the sergeant-at-arms to restore order. 16 protesters were led out and detained by police, including Isabel Estrin. So for you, do you think that was a productive way to get a conversation started?
I think to get a conversation started, definitely. We maybe could have been more disruptive, but yeah, I think that was a good way to at least get people talking about it.
Some of the 2 to 3 dozen protesters in the group told us they expected to wait in there until they were detained. Others left the chamber on their own. The governor repeatedly asked for you to listen to him in his speech. Why continue going on after that?
Well, the governor hasn't been listening to the cries of our youth here in Vermont for forever since he's been governor. So we felt that if he's not going to listen to us, then we're going to just keep talking to him until he starts paying attention.
Capitol Police say they waited until they got the order to intervene.
We are somewhat used to it, and quite frankly, the protesters are somewhat used to the process as well.
The protest inside followed a demonstration outside on the State House steps at noon, where costumed figures warned of impending climate doom and said they'll amp up the action until Governor Phil Scott meets their demands.
We want to hear these things. If we don't, there will be escalating actions to make sure that he hears our message.
The price of democracy. Now, of the 16 protesters who were detained, one of them was actually arrested and cited for disorderly conduct. That's 41-year-old Henry Harris of Peacham. That disorderly conduct, police tell us, happened after he was let out of the chamber. Governor Scott, in his speech, did mention several climate goals, and one of them being, electric cars and getting more families into them. However, protesters I spoke with say that's not enough. They say they want to see more drastic action. That's one of the 4 things they want. They also want to see more education in schools about what they say is a climate emergency. They also want lawmakers to tell what they believe is the truth about climate change. And the last thing they are demanding is that the voices of vulnerable populations be heard throughout that process. Live in Montpelier at the State House, Kat Villanzoni, Channel 3 News.